Hello and welcome to the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League, live tonight from Spa-Francorchamps here in Belgium. Looking forward to a very exciting race number 5 in this winter season. These drivers finally going to get an opportunity to one-up Andy Shield, who has been on a tear as he's not here tonight, so we'll have a different winner than we've seen the last few weeks. Darren Treacle is in the field. He was our week 1 winner, so he could find himself getting a second victory in this season, but it is currently Clint Fletcher fastest atop the board by just 56 thousandths here at this very, very prestigious racetrack. You can see the track map right there on your screen. Tonight's race format 2, 20-minute endurance race format. And this is race 5 of 10 in this season. We've got 5-mile-per-hour wind. Track temp nice and cool, so going to be plenty of grip here as it's right around sunset. And the lighting going to be very nice here this evening as we are wrapping up qualifying, which is 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in this session. And welcome to V-Speed. My name is Adam Baker. You can check us out on Twitter at VSpeedSim, as well as on Instagram, Facebook, and also our website, vspeedsim.com, to see the services and offerings that we have. We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share if you are enjoying the content. We are here basically every night throughout the week. So tune on in each and every night. You can check us out on those social media outlets to see what we're doing ahead of time as we are getting into the final 3 minutes of qualifying. We'll pull up the qualifying times, and it's Clint Fletcher currently atop the board. Darren Treacle second. Harley Lewis looking to rebound after issues last week at Barber there. Currently third. Brian Kennedy fourth. Michael Poplano. We got Bruce Wiley, Cole Jordan, Dean Tulane, Mike Nickham, Perry Duncan, your top 10. And it looks like everybody has put a lap time in. The spread right now just over 3.3 seconds from 1st to 16th. As we are looking at Harley Lewis trying to pick up the pace, gets the tires just off into the grass, and nice shot right there as he comes roaring on by over 150, nearly 160 miles an hour into the final braking zone area. And the track map right here, you can see Harley's car highlighted in red. See, we can go on board with him for most of this lap. Follow along here at Spa. The very tight right hand turn number 1 and back around. This will work up towards Eau Rouge. Harley Lewis right now third quickest, trying to pick up 0.3 of a second on this lap, but a difficult corner right there. Working down this long backstretch, the driver's going to use this to their advantage with the draft and attempt to gain as much time on the cars in front of them as possible. Hard on the brakes there, down to 75 miles an hour. On the brakes again through the S's, and then back to the right on the accelerator up to 100 miles an hour, and he's going to go a little bit wide here and likely going to call it. See if we can find anybody else who is in that area of the racetrack. Looks like everybody else is at least beyond there, but Dean Tulane would be the next one up the road. Go on board with Dean here as you go along this long sweeping corner. And back to the right. Back to the left again. Very technical racetrack here at Spa. Dean goes a little wide right there, but able to keep it at least a couple tires on the racing surface. Hard on the brakes as he trying to keep up right here. Pushing that car down the back section of this racetrack. Light lift right there, hard over the rumble strips, and then coming up towards a very high braking zone, 160 miles an hour, down to under 40 miles an hour. First right, then back left, and straight on towards the start-finish line. Good thing we got most of that in. We are going to be going to our qualifying lineup. Let's see where your favorite drivers are starting here tonight. Make sure to cheer on your favorite driver in the chat. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for. Who do you think is going to win tonight's race here at Spa? Going off in terms of qualifying times, looks like Darren Treacle was able to get the top spot. So he will get the invert back to 12th position to start heat race number 1. Clint Fletcher going to roll off right next to him back there in 11th, but qualified in 2nd. Qualifying in 3rd, it was Harley Lewis. Brian Kennedy qualifies in 4th. 5th, Michael Pavolano. Bruce Wiley in 6th. 7th is Peter Lanek. Cole Jordan qualifies in the 8th spot. Dean Tulane qualifies 9th quickest, and Mike Nickham going to round out the top 10 on the qualifying charts. Perry Duncan 11th, and David Curtis going to be on the front row to start things off here as they get the benefit of the invert for the heat race. Scott Kim going to roll off from 13th. Matt Gazenda going to start in the 14th position. Carlos Bonds in 15th, and Yaka Bielik going to round out the field here tonight. 16 drivers. Great to see so many out here tonight. Look forward to a good night of racing here from Spa. And cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for. We'll follow along with them as fast as we can. Make sure to chat it up if you're enjoying the content, and like, share, subscribe, and check out the great sponsors that we have in the video description. You'll get to hear more from them at the halfway break between our 2 races. Some awesome sponsors in this league. Duncan Racing Designs, who paints most of these cars that you see on the racetrack. Lots of great looking GT3 machines. Perry Duncan himself going to be rolling off from the front row here. Matt Motorsports, also a sponsor, and then Gunfire Games, makers of the very popular game Remnant 2, which you can find on all different gaming platforms. As we are about to get things going here from Spa, it'll be David Curtis, Perry Duncan on the front row. And waiting for that green flag to fly, and there it is. Cars already spreading out 3 wide. Darren Treacle trying to make some moves, looking for his 2nd win of the season. And he'll see if he can get a heat win to top that as well as they go through turn number 1. That is a tricky spot, but it looks like everybody has made it through, no issue. The driver's now going to work up towards Eau Rouge, so this is going to be where things start to get very interesting. Keep an eye at the top of the hill. Battle for the race lead. Good run by Perry Duncan. He's going to hold on to that top spot. David Curtis charging back to the outside as they all work on down here hard on the throttle. And side by side, these 2 racing for the lead. Going to see if anyone blinks, and that is going to be David Curtis backing off. Nice job by all these drivers so far to make it through, no problems whatsoever. Darren Treacle already up 3 positions to 9th. Look for him to try and take the win here in the heat race, but he's got Clint Fletcher coming right with him, that yellow camo machine alongside. That is going to be Harley Lewis, who I think we can also expect to start moving forward. Michael Pavolano, though, he's one to never count out. That 111 machine, the matte gray color. Racing it up with Bruce Wiley, and this competition level in this league has continued to just get higher and higher as Darren Treacle looks for a way on by for 8th. He'll get it, and everybody working nose to tail. It is Perry Duncan out in front and leading a line of about 6 or 7 race cars, and it is going to be very tough to break away tonight with the long drafting zones here at Spa. So we expect this to be a very competitive race all throughout the evening until maybe a driver who's got just unbeatable pace can get out in front. But cars going really wide right through there. That was Peter Lanek all the way off the racetrack. And we've got cars spinning, sliding. Oh, huge contact. Perry Duncan goes up in the air after contact from I believe that was David Curtis, and we are gonna go back and take a look at that one. And really big contact You take a look. David Curtis was behind. Not sure if he got run into. It does look like he got hit. And then goes sliding backwards. And Perry Duncan, just nothing he can do at that point. Go back one more time and just all the way off the ground right there. And that was, I'm not sure, the 57 of Mike Nickham who did cause that by getting in there a little bit hot. As we go back live, Dean Tulane has taken over the top position. Peter Vlanek in second. Cole Jordan into third, and Darren Treacle already up 8 positions, trying to get a 9th one here and can't complete the pass just yet. And here comes Michael Poblano trying to close back in that Matt Gray Ferrari machine. You see some Mercedes, some Audis, some Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, BMWs here in this league. Drivers not afraid to use different types of race cars. Dean Tulane out there in front in the BMW. Second place BMW driver Peter Vlanek as well. Both these drivers have a comfortable margin in front and behind, but Cole Jordan up a couple of spots from where he started. Starting to move forward. It's such a high-speed racetrack, it's really difficult to follow right in the tracks of other cars, and everybody here pretty much doing that. You can see Brian Kennedy, he's on the back bumper of Bruce Wiley right now. Takes a look driver's left, but not going to have an opportunity just yet. Cars get a little bit understeer heavy and problems there through the high-speed aero zones. They all go hard on the brakes through this set of corners back onto the front straightaway. The headlights are on. A little bit of contact further back, not sure who that was, but might have been Brian Kennedy and Bruce Wiley. They're now side by side. Working up towards Eau Rouge again. There'll be nose to tail, and this can be very sketchy for the following car. They're going to lose a lot of aero on the front, and this is already a high lift zone. And you can see Brian Kennedy not able to really predict where the line is because it's also a blind hill. Here he goes, though, going to try and pull alongside using that draft, see if he can outbrake Bruce down into the braking zone. And they go in there pretty even, plenty of room given. Not able to complete that pass is Dean Tulane still holding on to the top spot, and he has actually increased that gap now to 1.2 seconds. But the difference from second to third has decreased here, now 3/4 of a second. Cole Jordan in the Audi, the Remnant 2 Audi, trying to close in as much as possible and is starting to just creep a little bit closer. Darren Treacle had a good start to this one, gained so many positions in those first 2 laps, able to miss all the melee on lap number 1. Says he prefers the AMG just because of the engine sound, and this one is kind of the muscle car of the group here. The long front hood, and these are technically mid-engined because of how far the engine is placed back, that hood being so long. But the balance quite a bit different than some of these other cars out here, especially the Porsche being fully rear-engined. Though probably less so than in previous generations. It's probably a little bit better balanced than they used to be. This field now still pretty close together. You've got your top 10 within 6 seconds. If anything happens amongst the top few here, they will be right back in this race. Everybody separated by between half a second or less to 1.5 seconds. They come flying up the hill here now, nose to tail. if anybody's able to get an advantage at the top of this hill. And Cole Jordan continues to track down Peter Lanek. That gap now just about 1 car length. And Lanek goes a little bit wide there. Could open up the door. Cole Jordan, who might be able to have an opportunity in the next straightaway. It is pretty tough through all this high-speed technical section. You can see just a little bit smoother there for the number 10. Not able to take advantage of any mistakes from Peter Lanek right now, but this group working together, starting to possibly chip into Dean Touline's lead. You can see all the margins there on the left of your screen, track map on the bottom right. That'll highlight with the car that we are following. That is Cole Jordan right there, the red and black machine. Darren Treacle behind him in the 4th position. Michael Pavolano right here as well, and then Clint Fletcher, who was outside pole sitter, finds himself in the 6th position right now. As he takes a peek now down to the inside, but trying to just force a mistake from Michael Pavolano, who does give him room, but able to seal that off, and the battle is over for the moment. Everybody trying to get everything they could there on lap number 1, and lots of positions were changing hands, but now we're almost halfway through this race. And it is getting more and more difficult to make passes. And Dean Touline loves what he is seeing. That gap now up to 1.8 seconds. Peter Lanek managing this 2nd position incredibly well. Here comes Darren Treacle now, going to look drivers right down the backstretch. And Cole Jordan going to concede that position. Is Darren going to try and challenge now for 2nd? Almost got the car alongside and had to back out just momentarily, but Treacle continues to push forward. And he has just about a car length and a half to Peter Lanek in front, side by side. Clint Fletcher, Michael Pavolano. Fletcher just a little bit faster right now, goes very wide off the corner, able to take the position away for the moment. Not sure if he's going to have any kind of penalty. But he has taken over the 5th position right now, and behind them, Brian Kennedy, who's gotten around Bruce Wiley, starting to close in. Brian, one of those drivers we're used to seeing charge through the field as well, and finds himself up in the top 5 more often than not. But like I said earlier, this field continues to get more and more competitive each and every week, and at a track like this, you got Cole Jordan now fighting back alongside Darren Treacle. They're all working the drafts, trying to take advantage of any arrow that they can, and Cole Jordan able to take the spot back away, but Darren Treacle going to try and cross him over, hard braking. Going to be nice and clean. Darren trying to take a little bit of a different approach to those corners and get a good run off, and he does just that. We'll see what he does down into turn number 1. He's going to take a peek right now. He's got the headlights on. Cole Jordan going to keep the door open. Treacle going to try and put the power down. Cannot complete the pass. That is how difficult it has been here tonight. Brian Kennedy working his way on by Harley Lewis. They've both gotten by Michael Pavolano, so move Brian Kennedy into 6th as he leads this next pack of cars. So Michael Pavolano starting to fade a little bit as he had charged forward, but now right back to where he started. Right around where he started, rather, as he's going to take a spot Harley Lewis away. Clint Fletcher is right there in the battle for 4th position. As Lanik has done an incredible job holding on to 2nd, and Dean Tulane is just gone. He has driven away. It is 3 seconds the difference, and you can see these guys are all packed up right next to each other. Towards the back of the pack here, Carlos Bonds, Jakub Bielik, close enough to each other. They could be doing battle pretty soon. Scott Kim not too far behind Matthew Gazenda in the Remnant 2 machine. I think that might be an identical paint scheme. It is to what Cole Jordan is running in the Remnant 2 car. Darren Treacle is there. He has gotten to the back bumper of Peter Lanik. Just 6 minutes left in this race. Knows he's got to make a move very soon, and Clint Fletcher is coming with him, trying to make that pass happen, and he's going to stay along the outside of Cole Jordan and try and move into 4th position. Treacle gonna look drivers left, not close enough, but I think he's just trying to take a wide approach here, and Lanik, knowing exactly the tactic there, gonna keep him forced out wide, but they're gonna drag race now towards Eau Rouge, and we'll see who wins this battle. BMW versus Mercedes, and the gap to the race leader, 4.2 seconds. Treacle on through, he'll go to 2nd. Now is Peter Lanik just trying to get a little bit of draft here and see if he can settle in for a podium finish. He's had a great race here as well. Clint Fletcher, huge pull from the draft. Trying to get up into 3rd. We'll see what Treacle is able to do to cut into this 4.2 second deficit. It is going to be a long ways up to Dean Tulane. You can barely see those cars out the back camera here. Dean has led all 6 laps after starting in 4th position. He was able to miss the action in the second to last corner. And has taken the lead, but that is starting to diminish just a little bit. Treacle ran a 2:18.1 in practice and qualifying. And if he did that right now for the next 2 laps, which is I believe what we're going to have next time around, 2 laps after that, he would be right there on the back bumper, especially with the help of the draft. Dean Tulane doing everything he can since these guys have had to battle to get through the field. Treacle leading Lanik, Clint Fletcher, Cole Jordan, Brian Kennedy. These guys are all nose to tail, and issue for Peter Lanik getting out of the final corner, and that's going to allow Clint Fletcher on through. Here comes Cole Jordan as well. Oh, and Lanik's going to get turned around off the nose of Brian Kennedy. And that was, I think, just an unfortunate circumstance. Kind of lost grip or was trying to let these guys on through. Brian Kennedy looks to the outside, Lanik down low. And yeah, just clipped right there by Brian a little bit. And that'll send Lanik around. Goes back to 10th position. We go back live. And he's going to battle with Jakub Bielik. Scott Kim moves up to 8th due to that. Good race for him so far. 5 positions gained. Matthew Gazenda up 7 spots, but biggest movers Darren Treacle, he's up 10. Clint Fletcher up 8. And they run 2nd and 3rd right now. Clint Fletcher, the Lamborghini Huracan. Dean Tulian's lead continues to stay pretty stable. He lost about no, he actually gained a 1/10 of a second during the previous lap. I think that's Darren making the pass. And we'll be coming back to the white flag in just a few moments. For other battles going on, Harley Lewis in 6th has gotten closer to Brian Kennedy. We'll see if there's a battle for that final position in the top 5 of the heat race. Keeping an eye on Dean Tulian, really his race to lose. Just needs a solid last couple of corners and then a solid final lap. I mean, 3.5 seconds to play with. He really could take it pretty easy. Slowest car we saw in qualifying was that much, not even that much off of the pole sitter time. So white flag is going to show here. And it is Dean Tulian looking to capture the heat win at Spa after starting in 4th. Got a few more corners to go, and Darren Treacle hoping that he makes a mistake in one of those corners. Clint Fletcher hoping that they both get into trouble, possibly for an opportunity to get up there and race for the win. And last time around, Darren Treacle fastest on the track, fastest lap of the race. He's doing everything he can, but I think it's just too little too late. Clint Fletcher ran his fastest lap of the race. So these guys are picking up the pace, and Dean Tulian, he's out here just having a nice Thursday night drive. Battle further back, Peter Lanik, who had the issue just a few moments ago, has gotten by Jakub Bielik, move him into 9th. Top 15 earning points. So looks like Mike Nickham going to be the only one to not get any points in this one after causing the lap 1 incident. Perry Duncan is back out on the racetrack. David Curtis as well. Everybody's still on the lead lap other than Nickham, who took it behind the wall. Darren Treacle's really starting to eat into that race lead, but again, not going to be enough time for him, barring a mistake from Dean. And the difference is about 2.7 seconds. We've got battles further back, though. This is Clint Fletcher, Cole Jordan, Brian Kennedy, and Harley Lewis. These positions are still not settled. But running out of track to make something happen. Brian Kennedy got a good run right there. He's going to try and close in. But as Dean Tulian coming through the final corner, he is going to win the heat race here at Spa. And Darren Treacle going to be able to take 2nd. It'll be Clint Fletcher completing the podium as they are going to pile down into turn number 1 here. And up in the air they go, as let's take a look at the results from the heat race. See if any of these positions change hands. Peter Lanik does end up in 9th. Jakub Bielik going to round out the top 10. Dean Tulian, your winner, though. As we look at the rest of the finishers, still a few more seconds, a few more cars ready to come through. Carlos Bonds, Bruce Wiley, Perry Duncan, Michael Pavolano, David Curtis, Mike Nickham going to round out field in race number 1. And what an exciting race it was. We're going to be right back after a quick commercial break to hear from this league's sponsors. We'll be right back.
Matt Motorsports is a sim racing rentals and events company. We supply businesses and individuals with sim rigs for all types of events, from birthdays and bachelor parties to team building retreats and corporate events. We have packages to suit all types of occasions. Founded by an automotive industry veteran and BMW lover, Matt Motorsports' mission is to spark joy in current and future car enthusiasts. Learn more at mattmotorsports.com.
From the starting line to the finish line, and everything in between, Duncan Racing Designs is here to supply you with the livery you didn't know you needed. Let DRD help you look good so you can drive fast. Contact Duncan Racing Designs on Instagram, trading paints, or via email. This season of the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League is brought to you by Gunfire Games, developers of the hit game Remnant 2, now available for PC, PS5, and Xbox. For more information on Remnant 2, visit www.remnantgame.com. And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Dweck.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back at the racetrack now, getting ready for our feature event, and we are fully in the dark at this point. It is going to be Bruce Wiley leading the way, and Carlos Bonds alongside after it was Dean Tulane winning your heat race tonight. We're going to go into the feature event. Green flag in the air. We're off and away from Spa in the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League, race number 5. Halfway through this winter season, the drivers filtering through turn number 1. We've got lots of different types of cars and lots of different headlights out the back mirror of Bruce Wiley, who's going to lead them up Eau Rouge, and this is where things are going to get very interesting throughout this second race. Limited visibility. Really has to feel more of like a 24-hour event, as they were racing during the daylight earlier, had the headlights on in the evening, and then it is nighttime now for these guys, as Jakub Wielik losing a lot of speed here down the backstretch, going to lose all these positions. And it's going to be Darren Treacle going to be able to get through. Everybody able to avoid for the moment, but he is going very slowly towards the back of the field. It'll be a little bit more difficult to see these cars in terms of the paint schemes, but we'll try and give you a better idea of who is who. It is Bruce Wiley leading the way. Carlos Bonds in second. Good to see Carlos up here, see what he can do. Goes up here towards the front of the field. Peter Lanik right here in third after a very strong opening to the heat race. We'll see what he's able to do. Got Kim in fourth, and then Matthew Gazenda, Harley Lewis, Clint Fletcher, who's got really good pace here tonight. Ryan Kennedy, Cole Jordan, Darren Treacle, your top 10. This is going to be a challenge here during the nighttime. Really cool to see the headlights of all these cars. And Bruce Wiley is well out in front, doesn't have anybody to contend with. In battle for second, Peter Lanik going to try and take it away. Looks like he will be able to, and now Carlos Bonds falls to third. Here comes Scott Kim, going to challenge for third position. Not close enough. Down in turn number one, Carlos Bonds sends it down in deep. Tries to pull back alongside Peter Lanik. And he is not going to be able to do that. Now Scott Kim with a little bit of a run. What's he going to be able to do? Behind the Lamborghini. Good thing a lot of these cars are painted very bright colors, because you might not be able to see them if they were all just black paint scheme. They start weaving down the backstretch here, way to break the draft, but Carlos Bonds going to take a peek down to the inside of Peter Lanik. He's going to send it into the turn, not able to go deep enough on the brakes. Able to stay right there with Lanik. Got Kim behind as we are starting to stack up a little bit side by side. Harley Lewis, Clint Fletcher. Here comes Brian Kennedy alongside Clint Fletcher. And this has got to be pretty intense for some of these drivers. Oh, and cars going around. That's Perry Duncan. Gonna try and slam the brakes on. Looks like he avoids contact with the wall. We're gonna take a look at what happened. I think just a little bit of contact. The driver behind, I'm not sure who that was. That's the matte paint scheme, I believe, Michael Pavlano. We go back live now. Perry Duncan in the back of the field, about 20 seconds behind the next car. And Matthew Gazenda to make his way on by Clint Fletcher. And Clint seems to struggle a little bit here in the opening parts of these races, but then finds the pace. He is up 3 positions already, so maybe don't listen to anything that I'm saying. And we do want to thank you for tuning in to V-Speed as we're 3 wide and really tight. And there goes Scott Kim around. Trying to catch up to him here. Look at what happened to Scott. I think just clipped the curb maybe a little bit too much. Right here in the center of your screen, hard on the brakes. Yeah, just lost the back end all on his own, and everyone able to avoid as he was able to get back rolling. Now Clint Fletcher on the back bumper of Harley Lewis at the top of the hill. This is what it looks like from the inside of these race cars. They've got some pretty good glow from the car behind coming through. Clint was able to do one of the fastest cars in qualifying as well as the heat race. Doing what he can to keep up here and try and work his way towards the front of the field, but Bruce Wiley is gone. He is up 3.7 seconds. What would be a very impressive run for him. Started on pole, so that means he finished 12th in the first race. How about Carlos Bonds still up here in third? Really good run for him in his first 6 minutes. Nose to tail right now. It is Harley Lewis, Clint Fletcher fourth and fifth. Both drivers have gained three. Actually, Harley has gained 3, Clinton has gained 5 positions. And they are now trying to set up for another one. As now Harley Lewis going to take a peek to the outside alongside Carlos Bonds, and they're going to make contact. Carlos goes around. This is going to be dangerous as he is able to get it navigated off into the grass. Everyone else able to avoid, but wow, that was a close call. Just minor contact. Upset the balance of that Lamborghini as he slams it into the inside wall. Goes for the spin cycle. And able to get it back rolling again. Clint Fletcher. Harley Lewis, though, still third and fourth, trying to get that final step of the podium. I think Peter Lanek is just hoping to finish second in this one. It is just a long ways up to Bruce Wiley, so barring a massive mistake, I think Bruce Wiley is going to come out of here with his first win of the season. And he's been down some pretty good laps as well. Appears to be the second quickest, actually third quickest car on the racetrack. These two on screen right now, Harley Lewis and Clint Fletcher, they are the fastest cars on the track. But the problem is they're 6.5 seconds behind the leader, and clock is ticking. It's almost down to 11.5 seconds, or minutes rather, left in this race. Battling further back, Dean Tulane, who is your heat race winner. He's gained 3 positions in this one, up to 9th. Old Jordan, the next car in front of him, who had a very strong run as well in the heat race. And then Michael Papalano back here, David Curtis also in the mix back here. Jekka Bielek hanging on to this field as well, doing a bit better than the heat race. So good to see Jekka found a little bit of pace when the track cooled down even more. We have a battle for position. Looked like Clint Fletcher was going to maybe have a shot at it, but he lost a little bit of ground right through there, went very wide through the previous corner, and doing everything he can to just keep up with Harley Lewis right now, who, take a look at the lap times across the stripe. So far, the fastest car on the racetrack. Looking for other lap times to come in. Darren Treacle next quickest. Brian Kennedy, nice lap from him. He's going to go to 6th, following Darren Treacle on through. They're going to get by Matthew Gazenda. Darren, who's had a good night, fastest in qualifying, has not been able to win the heat race or find his way up into the podium positions just yet in this one, but still a ways yet to go. We're in the second half of the race. And Kennedy now going to look drivers left. Alongside, not able to make anything happen right there, but they are leading a good pack of race cars. Michael Papalano now challenging alongside Dean Tulane. That's for 9th position. And they nearly made contact. But Papalano has to slot back in the line. And as these two battle, and the leaders are running single file, well out in front of these cars, I think the top two are in good shape, although Lanek starting to lose some ground. He's about 0.6 of a second slower on the previous lap and has just 1.5 seconds in hand over third place. So So it's possible these two, with the draft, gaining quite a bit of time on that backstretch, and they might be able to battle for second and third instead of third and fourth. Darren Treacle just hoping that he can get a little bit closer, sniff the draft off those two. He's already separated himself from the pack of cars behind by a few car lengths. Cole Jordan, Matthew Gazenda, nose to tail right now. Dean Tulane right here in the mix. Nearly gets run into. Michael Papalano deep on the brakes right there. It looks like everybody makes it through those corners just fine. Still nose to tail throughout a lot of this field. Harley Lewis now probably close enough to feel the effects of the draft. Take a look at the track temp here. It has dropped a few degrees since the heat race. It was at 71. Now down to 69 degrees, so nice and cool. The drivers in this field, Bruce Wiley out in front, has led this entire race. It stretched the gap now to 4 seconds. That gap to Peter Lanik from Harley Lewis, shrinking just a little bit more on the previous lap. It was actually 9/10 of a second last time by. Continue to battle here though for third. Clint Fletcher, I think, knows the deal though. Probably follow Harley. That they're both gonna potentially get a net gain. They're both faster than Lanik right now. It is Bruce Wiley well out in front, 4.1 seconds in hand, and the battle for second could be starting here in just a couple of laps. As Peter Lanik going to go a little bit wide through that corner, that's going to cost him a few more car lengths. Lost a lot of momentum here, and now Harley Lewis hot on his tail. This is the battle for second. Lanik defensive line through the corner. Harley Lewis going a bit wide, trying to gather as much speed and momentum as they get up towards the braking zone. Tell you what, Darren Treacle is on the move. He has gained 8/10 on the cars in front. We'll see what the lap times look like at the line. And this time, Darren Treacle in the 2:18s. Nobody else even close to that other than Brian Kennedy ran at 2:19 flat as he's following Darren Treacle. The next closest to that, 2:19.78, and that was Clint Fletcher. Lanik trying to break the draft, not going to provide any of it there to Harley Lewis, and he has maintained this gap of about 2 or 3 car lengths, and he's doing exactly what he did in race number 1, trying to hang on to this second spot. When Fletcher is trying to desperately find a way around, they're side by side for third position. And just not able to complete the move. Harley Lewis able to power through. Ooh, big correction right there from Clint Fletcher as he got a little bit too much on the curb. Really awesome sight to see these cars out here with the headlights on, though. Sorry about that, Chris. We did switch that graphic back, thankfully. We're testing out another one there as well. Frees up a little bit more visual real estate, but yeah, for this type of racing, I think it's better to see the overall margins. As, oh man, hard on the brakes right there. Harley Lewis gonna open the door for Clint Fletcher, and here comes Darren Treacle and Brian Kennedy. They have caught up. Don't count them out for a podium position. We've got a couple more laps to go. They are up here in the fight. As it's still third place is the battle, Clint Fletcher and Harley Lewis. And Clint trying to close the door, has not been able to just yet. The Lamborghini able to put the power down though, and he's going to seal off third position for the moment. That puts Harley Lewis back to fourth. Darren Treacle is right there in that pack as well, and this is going to get very interesting. 3 cars fighting for second and third. They got 4 cars rather, and then Brian Kennedy, a distant 5th car, could get up into the fight, especially as these drivers get closer and closer together. But Bruce Wiley has just dominated this one. Led every single lap and looking to go on to victory, barring a big lapse in focus. Peter Lanek trying to hang on the second spot. He was not able to do that in the heat race, and here comes Clint Fletcher though, big head of steam, and he's going to take that run and pull it alongside drivers left. Lanek opens the door, but not going to let him on through. But Clint Fletcher back to the throttle, big bobble right there. Here comes Harley Lewis now, going to challenge back to the left. And nose to tail, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. In the closing moments of this race here at Spa, we will be coming back to the white flag, and it is Bruce Wiley leading the way, and all of this happening 4.6 seconds behind. It is a hornet's nest amongst these drivers, some of the best here in this series. Going at it for, ultimately, it would be second best. And Clint Fletcher, look at him dive it in there on the brakes. Peter Lanek going to send it in deeply as well. Contact made. Now, oh, and Lanek going to go around. Harley Lewis going to spin with him. And disaster striking for Peter Lanek, just like it did in race number 1. And that is so unfortunate. Let's take a look at the replay. See what happened here. You can get a good view of the overhead. Just Clint Fletcher able to go in there deep, a little contact, just lost the balance, tried to close the door, and I think Harley Lewis shot the gap a little bit harder than Peter was thinking, and ultimately both drivers end up losing a lot of track position, and Peter Lanek all the way back to 10th. Harley Lewis back to 14th after that. As side by side, Cole Jordan, Dean Tulane racing it up here. This is for 6th and 7th. And Michael Pavolano right here for 5th as well. As the top 3 pretty well separated. Looks like those positions may be settled, but Brian Kennedy could get up there and challenge Darren Treacle. Treacle could potentially get up there and challenge Clint Fletcher, but what an exciting night of racing here at Spa, and we are down to the final moments of this one. And Bruce Wiley trying to hang on, 3.3 seconds, that gap starting to shrink as the 2 fastest cars in qualifying have found their way to 2nd and 3rd in this race. Clint Fletcher really at the end of these races has been just, or at least the end of the races tonight has been so strong. And just like on a roll here in his return to the league. You know, they're on baby watch right now, he and his wife. So happy for them. Hopefully all is good there, as it is Bruce Wiley coming through the final corner, gonna win tonight here at Spa in a dominating performance. And Clint Fletcher gonna hang on for 2nd. Darren Treacle going to come home in third and secure that podium position. Brian Kennedy in fourth. Michael Pavolano going to show up in fifth here, and then Dean Tulane going to finish in the sixth position. Cole Jordan seventh, and then they are going to settle out the final positions as they all pile in to turn number one. What a night of racing as they all send it down into the corner. Cars flipping, flailing, and the results are in. What a night of racing here at Spa. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break to interview the top three and our driver of the day.
There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit, a custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes
Sweat.
Sweat.
A punch from the 33. Two
It's a
in
drag
row.
race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back at the racetrack now here at Spa, and it is Bruce Wiley, your race winner in the feature event for the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League Winter Series race number 5. We'll pull Bruce in and see what he has to say about tonight's events after a dominating feature win. Bruce Wiley, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Hi, Adam.
Hey, Bruce. Well, dominating performance here in the feature race. You lead every single lap and hold on to a 3-second margin over second place, and quite a bit different than race number 1 for you. But just talk about tonight's events and this feature race.
Sure. Race 1 was a self-inflicted wound right before the front straight. So, yep, just myself to blame for that. And race 2, that put me in a great advantageous position with the new rules where you can go full speed before the green flag. So if you time that right, the pole sitter under these new rules has a huge advantage.
Yeah, and you got a great jump and really never looked back. The gap just continued to grow lap after lap, and I think the next 2 fastest cars on the racetrack were able to get to second and third, but definitely too little too late on their part. So you take your first win of the season here, and just describe how that helps you feel here for the second half of the season as we go to Jerez next week.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, the race itself it's kind of dark. I never saw another car, and it was a very quiet race. It was kind of an odd win, but but it's great to have. And I'm gonna miss the next race, but I'll be there for all the remaining races.
Awesome. Well, we hope to see you carry the momentum from tonight, and it probably was pretty peaceful out in front. You missed a lot of the mayhem that happened behind throughout the closing laps, but sometimes it's nice to have a quiet Thursday night drive. But
Yeah, it was great.
all right, you take the win here, and anybody want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Oh yeah, Duncan Racing for the great livery on my car. I love it. Gunfire Games, Matt Motorsports, great sponsors. So thank you to all you guys for allowing this to happen. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome, Bruce. Well, congrats on a dominating win here at Spa, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Talk to you later, Adam.
That is your race winner. We're going to go now to second place finisher. That is going to be Clint Fletcher, coming up just short in this one. Clint Fletcher, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, Clint, just one position short of the victory here tonight at Spa, but what a drive through the field. Started 10th, able to get up to second place before it's all said and done, and really an exciting night of racing here at Spa for you.
Yeah, pretty fun for sure. Made a last-minute decision to run the Lamborghini instead of the Porsche. Honestly, I don't know if that helped or not, but Lambo did well. Tires kind of fell off towards the end in the rear and had some sketchy oversteer moments, but overall fun race for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seemed like you picked off a few spots early, and then it seemed like the car kind of stalled out there, but as the laps wore on, you continued to keep your pace up, and you were able to make passes. Was that just, you think that was the car, or just your driving style, or did you find something here tonight to help you keep the speed in the car over the long run?
It was pretty hard to pass here. All the cars' pace, besides the Porsche, I would say, in a straight line are pretty quick. So just finding an opportunity, maybe forcing someone into a mistake. But for the most part, people I was following had similar pace to mine, so it's kind of hard to just get a pass done. So you just kind of sit and wait, I guess.
Yeah, I think you were following Harley in this one for 5 or 6 laps, and eventually you guys got to battling, and then there was the contact there in the second to last corner. A couple laps to go, but you come home in second here tonight. We go to I think it's Jerez next week. How do you feel about going out there if you think you're gonna make it?
I have to Google that track because I have no idea what that one is.
I think it's Mexico, the Mexico F1 track possibly.
Oh, okay. Then, I mean, yeah, it should be fun. If that's the one with all like the hairpins, I'm not very good at it, and I'm sure these cars' tires are gonna just hate us.
Yeah, these tonight's race, I was surprised that there was as much sliding and stuff. There was, being the track temperature was only about 70 degrees, but you guys held on to it for the most part, and definitely exciting racing. I'm home second tonight. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
I'd like to give a shout out to Adam, you at the broadcast. Can't wait to watch back. Guys for hosting the league, and of course Perry for the liveries, and then I forgot to mention Matthew Gazinda for sponsoring as well.
Awesome, Clint. Well, congrats on the runner-up here tonight, and hopefully we'll see you back next week.
Thank you.
Now we go to third place finisher Darren Treacle, and we can get him in the booth here. Hey Darren, this is Adam of the VC booth. You got a copy?
I do, Adam. How you doing?
Well, pretty good, and man, what an exciting night of racing. You had your hands full. I think a lot of this race, making your way through the field after capturing the pole. You come home, I believe, second in the heat race and third here in the feature, and it was not easy, right? Not easy to pass here, but describe your night from your vantage point.
I mean, overall, it was a good night. I was feeling nice and calm and comfortable on the track and with the car. And but it was, starting from the back and trying not to get caught up in incidents is a challenge. Everybody's pretty fast. They've gotten pretty strong at defending, so it makes things tough. The draft wasn't quite as strong as I was expecting it to be here. I don't know if that's a aero change with the car or everybody's just doing better or what, but I mean, overall, it was a good run. And I had the speed, I had the pace. At least I felt like I did. It's just once you get held up a little bit, Some guys are, you get in a little battle, some guys start to pull away, and it's just hard to, and if you have to do that each time you try to make a pass, the
Yeah.
leaders just get a little bit further away, you know.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a testament to everybody because they were running well, and you know there was a few incidents here and there, but nothing major. So yeah, it was a good run. I mean, I would have liked to finish a little further up, but hey, who wouldn't?
Definitely an exciting night of racing, and I was saying a couple times throughout the race that it continues to just get more and more competitive week by week in this league, and you can see that here on display when you've got a little bit more of an equalizer with the draft and these long straights and some of that, but you know, even through all these technical sections, everybody just nose to tail, and definitely very exciting. We're going to, I think it's Jerez next week. I think that's a Spanish F1 track. How do you feel about going out there?
I like Jerez. I don't do a lot of races there, but I've done enough that I know the track, and I'm pretty comfortable there. It's a pretty challenging track. I don't like it as much as I do Spa, but yeah, no, I feel good. You know, as long as I don't get caught up in anything and just kind of do my thing, I should be good.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see you up towards the front as we do almost every race, and always exciting to see you come through the field, especially on a challenging night like tonight. But you come home third in the feature race, second in the heat race. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for tonight's races?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Treacle Insurance Agency, Haggerty Motorsports, Scott for putting this on you, for doing the broadcast, the sponsors, the other sponsors that also work with us. I appreciate everything. So.
Awesome, Darren. Well, congrats on a great run here tonight, and we'll catch you
Thank you.
next week.
Sounds great. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you. And we are going to go to driver of the day. We're going to make that Dean Tulane. You can find Dean on the track here. We'll see if he's in. Yeah, he is. Hey, Dean, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do, Adam. How are you?
Yeah, very good. And we're going to give you driver of the day. So you had a great performance there in the heat race, taking the lead on lap 1 and never looking back, able to hold on and take that heat win. And then you gained 6 spots here to finish 6th place in the feature race. And you've had just an incredible season to this point. Just describe your night here at Spa.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. The first race, that first lap, kind of the seats parted, and then I got a little bit of jump on Peter. Then Peter was able to hold Darren back just enough, where the final few laps I could just see him creeping up on me. So it was a great first race. And the second race was a lot of fun, battling out with Mike Poblano and Cole. And then that last lap, I don't know if you caught it on the video, but Mike Poblano did a double overtake on us. So I overtook Cole, and Mike overtook both of us on that last lap. So it was a lot of fun. Really appreciate all the video stuff you do for us.
Yeah, definitely an exciting night of racing here, and the cars were just so close together for so much of this. And you had it easy in race 1, I think. You got through and you had that big margin to lean on. But yeah, the second one, not as easy, and you still had a great performance, gaining 6 spots. One of the biggest movers in the race, and just congrats on another great performance and great run this season. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, always our sponsors, DRD, Gunfire Games, Remnant, and Matt Motorsports, Scott for putting this together, and V-Speed for broadcasting it for us. Really appreciate it.
And we appreciate you taking the time to talk here afterwards. Congrats again, and we'll catch you next week.
Great. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Dean. As we now go to the full results here tonight from Spa. Bruce Wiley takes the feature win. Clint Fletcher charging hard from 10th, comes home in 2nd. Darren Treacle up from 11th after his qualifying performance got him at the back of the heat race, and then able to get to 2nd in that one. He comes home 3rd in this. Brian Kennedy finishing in 4th. Great run from him as well, up from 8th. Michael Poblano, I believe, biggest mover in this one, up 9 positions to 5th. Dean Tulane able to come home in 6th and continue his great season. Cole Jordan coming home in 7th. Matthew Gazenda finishes in 8th. Jakob Bielik in 9th. Peter Lanik rounds out the top 10 after a late race incident there, set him back a few spots. Scott Kim going to come home in 11th. David Curtis going to come home in 12th. 13th was Perry Duncan. 14th, Carlos Bonds. Harley Lewis in 15th, and Mike Nickham going to round out the field here in 16th position. Thank you again for tuning in here tonight from Spa. This was the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League, race number 5 in the winter season. We'll be back next week from Jerez in Spain. You won't want to miss that one. It's going to be a very exciting night of racing as well at that F1 track. We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and we will catch you all next time.